Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Mark. This is Spiguyver Backpacking. It is really bright out here with the ice on the ground. It looks like snow, but it's actually sleet. Very icy, very slippery. It is starting to warm up enough that it's got a little bit of grip to it right now in places. Then there will be other places that is just a sheer sheet of ice. So I'm going to be really careful as I'm walking around. But today I'm out here to talk to you about the cold. You know, a lot of people use the cold as an excuse not to get out. They claim that they don't have the equipment that they need to get out, especially hammock campers who are used to really 3-season type camping. They claim that they don't have the insulation to actually get them down to the lower temperatures. And so what we're going to be talking about today is something that gets talked about every once in a while, but I've never actually seen it shown. I know that Shug has done it a couple of times and shown it on his videos, but there's not a lot out there about quilt stacking. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, is stacking quilts using lower rated. So if you have 40 degree, 30 degree, 20 degree quilts, how can you add them up to get you below zero and out there pretty much winter long in everywhere except the most extreme climates? And even there, you could use combinations of quilts that you may have to get you there. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's go. Let's do this. Okay, so I've got two different setups out here today that we can take a look at, and they're really a little bit different. So over here is the Superior Gear Superior Hammock. I've got the Superior Hammock Elite. It's a 45 degree integrated underquilt. And, you know, today, that's not going to cut it. I would be cold. It's about 28 degrees out here right now. I definitely need something a little bit colder. So for this hammock, you guys have seen me talk about this and rave about just how dead simple it is. The integrated underquilt. So this one is my Elite 45 degree. So this right here is a 45 degree underquilt that is integrated into the hammock. And so it's all one piece. It's part of the hammock. You can see it's sewn in right here. And it just makes it dead simple. There's no worrying about, is it bunched up? Is it sliding to the side? It's always there. Now this system is really unique in that this is the universal comforter system that just snaps in. And so you can just snap in additional quilts to the bottom of this. Now this one is a 30, so I've got the 45 plus the 30. This will easily get me below zero. And for anyone who's worried about, well, is it going to come off? Is there going to be gaps? Well, you can adjust everything and make sure that it all works exactly the way that you need to. But once you snap it on, it's good to go. You can get in. The getting in and out, they don't unsnap. There's no gaps. On the ends, there are cinches. So if you did have an air gap there, you just cinch it up. And instantly, man, I've just got instant warmth beneath me. That is one of the cool things that I've said before about these integrated systems, is that I feel like there's less of the air gap there or warm-up time. It's like instant heat the minute you get in. And when you combine them like this, man, the amount of loft that's there, man, that's nice. Very, very, very effective. Let's take a look at the other system. So here we've got much more of a normal, traditional hammock system in that there's no underquilt attached there. While it has a bunch of accessories and other stuff that can attach to this, we'll zip it up so that it's nice and closed. It's just a normal hammock. It's a normal single layer hammock that you'd lay in. And so you'd want to add your quilts to the bottom of it in order to have insulation there. Now, if you have a 3/4 or a 7/8 length underquilt that you're going to be using, and then you've got a full length, what you want to make sure, regardless of which one is the lower temperature rating, like one's a 20 and one's a 40, which is actually what I have out here right now. So I've got a 7/8, it's between a 3/4 and a 7/8, 40 degree, and then I've got a full length 20 degree. So what I want to do is actually put the 20 degree on first and then put the 40 degree on the outside of that. The reason being, you don't want a shorter quilt on the inside and then the longer quilt on the outside, because you're going to get gaps where the one wraps around the other. There's going to be an air gap there that doesn't warm up as well. And so you want the insulation to be touching the hammock body and then the other insulation fully seated against the insulation that you've got on there. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put our 20 degree on, then we're gonna put our 40 degree on, and I'll show you how that works. So let's get those on. I think in my bag, in my bag right now, here's my 40 degree. I'm gonna just set this inside of the hammock for right now. So I've got my 20 degree UGQ. I'm just gonna connect this right here at the end. I'm gonna go down to the other end, connect it up. Got a little bit of a mess of cords here. All good. I'll slide this underneath just like I normally would. Okay, so I've got the 20 degree on there right now. So that's gonna give me my 20 degrees. But tonight it's gonna get down, it's gonna be under 10 degrees. It's gonna be in the single digits. Wind chill's gonna get me below 0. So I'm gonna add a little bit more to it. So I'm gonna take my 40 degree, and you can see that it's gonna be a little bit shorter than my 20 degree. Add this on here. It's actually not much shorter. Like I said, it's a 7/8, so it's a little bit shorter, but not much. Add that over the top. Make some adjustments to line it up where it needs to be. Make sure that it's loose enough that it's not compressing the 20 degree. And I do want it closer to the foot end. I want to get that draft collar in there. So I'm actually going to loosen up the head end a little bit on the secondary suspension. Tighten up foot end a little bit. Pull it down. And then I've got this looseness here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get in the hammock and see how well that actually seals up. Okay, so now we're going to get in and actually check how well everything lines up. So as I put a little bit of weight down here, there may be a little bit of a gap on my 20 degree. So I'm going to tighten that up a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and kick my feet in here. Adjust my quilts up. And there we go. So now we've got a 40 degree and a 20 degree. This is going to get me well below 0. I already feel it warming up in here very, very nicely. And it's just that simple. So as you can see, you can make do with whatever you've got. Stack quilts, figure out a way to get it done, but don't let the cold, don't let it keep you from getting out there. This is such a beautiful time of year. So many different things that you can see out there. And number one, you don't have to worry about bugs. It's a different experience, especially if you get to actually go out and play in snow and kind of see that side of things. Don't let not having a 0 degree or a negative 10 degree quilt keep you from going out there. If you've got a 20 degree and a 30 degree and a 40 degree, or a 30 and a 40 or a 20 and a 40, stack them together and make it happen. Get out there and try it. You know what? Try something somewhat near your house. Maybe in your backyard, maybe a local park, somewhere that if you figure out that you're 40 and you're 30, or you're 40 and you're 20, or you're 50 and 40, don't get you where you need, you can bail out and go home. But go out and try it. Figure out what you can do. There are some calculators online that talk about different lofts, and you can figure out how much loft you have by combining the two, and that'll get you to a temperature range. But really, experience is what's going to get it for you. So make sure you guys don't dismiss the idea of going out when it gets a little bit colder. There's ways to make it happen. You just got to want it. You've just got to want it, so go do it. Thanks, guys. If you have any questions, any comments, leave them down below. If you haven't done so before, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. When you do, right next to it, there'll be a little bell icon. If you hit that, you'll get notifications every time we upload a video. There's been a lot going on, a lot of uploads going up lately, so make sure you do that so you don't miss out on any. Appreciate you guys checking this out. I'll see you down the trail.